Hi guys, today I'll be taking a look at one of Gateron's weirdest switches, the Gateron Clear. Let's get started. Now, the Gateron Clear is an extremely light linear switch with an actuation force of 35 grams and a bottom out force of 50 grams, which, by the way, makes this one of the lightest switches that I know of. Moreover, just like the Gateron Yellow, these are not clones of any Cherry MX switch. However, Cherry does have a clear switch in their lineup, but that one is a tactile switch. In terms of pricing, these currently go for around £4 for 10 switches on AliExpress, placing them in the budget category. And this is what they look like when disassembled. Feel free to pause the video. Now, let's move on to the switch categories. On-center key presses are decently smooth for most switches with very little scratchiness throughout. Off-center key presses are a little scratchier with some inconsistencies. For example, the difference between the scratchiest and the smoothest key is minor but definitely noticeable. Overall, they aren't too bad. 6 out of 10. The weighting has got to be one of the worst out there for a modern switch. It's extremely light, actuating at 35 grams and bottoming out at 50 grams. For reference, the Gateron Yellow actuates at 50 grams, making this switch unnecessarily light in my opinion. Suffice to say, I really don't like it. I kept making too many typos with these because of just how light they were. Additionally, this also meant it was uncomfortable to type on, and I suspect this would be the case for most people too. 4 out of 10. Sound is pretty good. Again, just as a reminder, I am testing on a new keyboard which helps it greatly. Still, it's a good sounding switch with no obvious scratchiness to hear, unlike some switches in this segment. 7 out of 10. Now for the typing demo. Enjoy. Now, typing performance sucks big time. I honestly did not enjoy typing on this because of just how light the switches were. I mean, don't get me wrong, the switches are smooth and good sounding, but the weighting is a big factor for me since I'm sensitive to it. These Gateron Clears are a complete deal breaker. 4 out of 10. Now, gaming is another aspect that was painful throughout my testing. Firstly, even after 2 weeks of constant use, I still found myself crouching, strafing and jumping when I don't intend to. Additionally, I tend to lean on the switches when gaming, which obviously didn't help. So yes, it's still barely unusable for any type of gaming, especially competitively. Overall, unless you're experimenting with switches, I don't recommend this for gaming at all. 3 out of 10. In conclusion, it's a pointless and terrible modern switch that should be ignored by most people. The final score for this switch is 24 out of 50 or 48%, ranking it 28th out of the 38 switches I've looked at so far. Anyway, for the next 5 or so videos, I plan to cover tactile switches since I haven't looked at one in quite a while. So I'm really looking forward to your suggestions. Until then, take care and goodbye.